Heart disease is the leading cause of death in America, killing over 610,000 people annually. In 2010, heart disease-related healthcare cost for the state of Wisconsin was over $8 billion and over $62 million for Monroe County. I went further and examined challenges associated with heart disease in adults of Wisconsin. The 2010 burden of heart disease and stroke study showed that 60% of people in Wisconsin are obese and overweight. 26% have hypertension, 7% have diabetes, and 35% have high cholesterol. Racial and ethnic statistics show that African Americans, Hispanics, and whites are at risk for heart disease more so than Asian Americans, Pacific Islanders, Native Americans, or Alaskan Natives. Behavioral challenges I found were that 42% of the people in Wisconsin do not exercise, 20% are smokers, and a staggering 73% are eating less than 5 servings of fruits and vegetables per day. Heart disease affects men and women. However, it does not affect them equally. Heart disease kills 1 in 3 women, which is about 1 woman every minute. The reason heart disease is concerning to me is that in many instances it can be prevented, yet it claims the lives of people every minute of the day. Volunteers are the key component to running the heart disease campaign. Many organizations would not even exist without volunteers. Volunteers do the work that paid staff would, except they donate their time instead of getting paid money. Stakeholders are vital to support the heart disease campaign. Community buy-in is important to the campaign running and provide extra program funding through donations. Maintaining momentum and buy-in for the campaign is done by spreading awareness and the importance of the campaign, highlighting why the campaign is needed and how it will benefit the community. The objective and goals of the health education program in Monroe County would be to provide health education and resources to the men and women in the county. The ultimate goal of the campaign is to help people reduce their risk of heart disease. Other objectives and goals are to implement healthy behaviors, such as exercise and healthy eating, into people's lives in order to reduce the risk of heart disease and to improve the health of the community. Another objective is to overcome common barriers and factors among the target population that influence behavior. Recognizing these barriers and factors that influence behavior will help make the healthy lifestyle changes easier for the targeted population. The statistics and trends for heart disease in Monroe County are looking grim. Obesity rates are increasing, with Monroe County's rate being at 28%. Obesity is a significant risk factor for heart disease because obesity is often the result of the lack of exercise and an unhealthy diet. Obesity causes health issues such as hypertension, diabetes, and high cholesterol. The combination of the increase in obesity and the domino effect obesity causes, I fear heart disease rates will increase drastically over time in Monroe County. Phase 1 of the planning model, Pre-Seed Proceed, will assess the social issues and situation of the targeted population. The second phase will use the epidemiological evaluation to come up with health goals to distinguish issues and goals that relate to the target population's health issues. Phase 3 evaluates the environmental and ecological issues that could be barriers or behaviors that influence the targeted population. Phase 4 contains strategies to help the targeted population deal with the potential changes in their lives, and recognize possible outcomes that may come later in the phases of the model. Phase 5 lists the resources and strategies that will help for the implementation of the campaign. Phase 6's focal point is on the implementation process, and Phase 7 highlights the impact the campaign will have on the targeted population. Phase 7 is ongoing evaluation of the campaign's progress and making changes where it needs to be. Phase 8 analyzes the outcome of the health campaign by looking back at the assessment of the earlier phases. Health education specialists need theories and models to organize and apply information. With the information from models and theories, health educators are able to implement, plan, and evaluate health programs. Some of the activities of the campaign include teaching people how to make healthy and delicious foods to help them lose or maintain their weight, and provide them with nutrition. Support groups in the program will give people peer support and accountability to keep their healthy lifestyle changes. Health education will help people realize how severe heart disease is and what behaviors contribute to the risk of heart disease. Group exercise will provide the targeted population with the support they need to get moving, commit, and to continue exercise. The health information given to the targeted population will include statistics about heart disease, risk factors for heart disease, and ways to reduce heart disease. Information will also be provided to the population explaining why a healthy diet and exercise are so important. I need to know the target population's social and situational analysis to identify their quality of life. I also need to find out their health goals and health issues that relate to heart disease. I need to assess and find out the environmental and ecological issues to distinguish what may influence their behaviors. I also need to find out what rewards motivate the targeted population. In order to start this campaign, I need the support of the community and volunteers. Stakeholders for the heart disease campaign would be the state and government because it is a community program. Community buy-in would be important to keep the program running and provide extra program funding through donations. Volunteers are major stakeholders because they are donating their time into the campaign. Barriers of the target population include access and availability of affordable health care, dental and mental illness health care. Other barriers include poverty, economic growth, affordable housing, homelessness, livable wage, childcare, and transportation. Maintaining momentum in funding and buy-in for the campaign would be a potential complication. Not having enough volunteers to get the campaign going or to keep it running. Volunteers are a major stakeholder because they're donating their time into their campaign, because sustainability in campaigns are critical. The 2010 census showed that Monroe County had a poverty rate of 12%, which is higher than the state of Wisconsin's rate of 8.7%. The target population for the heart disease campaign is adult men and women ages 18 and up. the target population is currently significantly affected by heart disease. In my community alone, 43,704 people in Monroe County have coronary heart disease, and 38% have stroke, and 25.4% have congestive heart failure. Heart disease includes stroke and other cardiovascular diseases. The reason adults in Monroe County are being affected by heart disease is that people are leading sedentary lifestyles, are overweight, and do not eat a healthy diet of the recommended amount of fruits and vegetables. Other reasons adults in Monroe County are being affected are because of the many barriers that affect their health and their well-being. The health education program will take place at the local Monroe County Health Department. The address is 14301 County Highway B, A18 in Sparta, Wisconsin. The location of the campaign. The location of the campaign's health education program will be ideal because it is free to use the classrooms in the building. Some pros of the site are that it is a central area for everyone in Monroe County. Another pro is that the community busing is available free of charge for most of Monroe County. Cons of the location are people are in rural areas of the county, might have a problem with transportation, and might not be able to get to the site. The location of the program is for the most part central. Strategies to employ to be sure the issues are addressed would include catering to both the English and Spanish language to break the literacy barrier, making sure that all pamphlets, reading material, and other materials are something that people with low literacy can understand. Adding in resources in the campaign to help people without health insurance and people living in poverty will ensure that those barriers will not affect the success of the campaign. Engaging other stakeholders such as the American Heart Association and the Department of Health and Human Services, because oftentimes they donate to programs that help decrease the risk of heart disease. Despite possible negative outcomes, I believe the pre-seed proceed model is appropriate because it provides all phases to reach the ultimate goal of reducing the risk of heart disease. The model focuses on all factors that influence behavior, possible barriers, rewards, and ecological issues that affect the targeted population to ensure the campaign is successful. Nothing is missed when using the pre-seed proceed model to implement a campaign because the model works backwards to find a solution to reduce the risk of health issues. The issues that come up unexpectedly are found in the evaluation and are addressed to make appropriate changes to the model. The heart disease campaign is a health initiative and health education program for the targeted population of the men and women in Monroe County. The campaign will be needed to instill healthy lifestyle changes and behaviors into the targeted population. Health education information helps people understand heart disease, risk factors, and how to reduce heart disease. The group exercise classes help people stay active. Healthy cooking classes teach people how to make healthy food and what healthy foods are. The campaign will decrease the participants' risk of heart disease if they follow the program recommendations. Healthcare cost for the county is reduced and adults in Monroe County will be healthier.